Welcome to NodeCast Explains. Today, we're taking you north, way north, to a story that's unfolding in our own Arctic backyard. It all starts with a toxic secret, one that was buried deep under the ice during the Cold War. But it ends with a very real, very direct threat to Canada's environment, and, believe it or not, our national sovereignty.
So let's just jump right in. This whole incredible story really boils down to this one, single, frankly terrifying question. It's a question that connects a shadowy military project from decades ago directly to the high-stakes reality we, as a northern nation, are facing right now.
To really understand what's at stake today, we have to go back. We need to pull back the curtain on a hugely ambitious and deeply, deeply secret American military operation. Its codename? Project Iceworm.
And just look at how fast this all happened. In 1951, the U.S. gets the green light from Denmark. By 1959, they have built an entire city under the ice, powered by a nuclear reactor. Its secret purpose? To eventually house hundreds of nuclear missiles aimed right at the Soviet Union. But by 1967, the ice sheet proved too unstable. It was literally moving under their feet, so they had to abandon the whole thing. And when they left, well, they didn't exactly pack everything up.
No, they left behind a toxic nightmare. We are talking tens of thousands of liters of diesel fuel, nasty chemicals like PCBs, and even low-level radioactive waste from that nuclear reactor. The whole city was just left there, under one giant critical assumption, that the constant, heavy snowfall would entomb it all for eternity, locking it safely away in the ice forever. As we're about to see, that assumption was dead wrong. And this right here illustrates the problem perfectly. Climate change is warming the Arctic faster than almost anywhere else on Earth. And that promise of eternity? It's melting. This model shows exactly what scientists are predicting. As the ice sheet shrinks, that abandoned city and all its toxic garbage will be exposed. And those pollutants won't just sit there. They'll be remobilized, flowing out with the meltwater and heading straight for the ocean.
Okay, so we've got a toxic mess that's about to ooze out of the ice. The obvious question is, who's going to clean it up? And this, my friends, is where a massive environmental problem turns into a tangled, multi-layered political war.
And this isn't just a simple argument. It's a three-front conflict. You've got the U.S. and Denmark pointing fingers at each other, hiding behind vague language in that old 1951 treaty. Then you have Greenland, absolutely furious with Denmark for letting this happen and then just ignoring it. And on top of all that, the Greenlandic government is now using this as leverage. Basically telling the Americans, you want to keep using your fancy new airbase here? Well, you'd better start talking about how you're going to clean up the mess you left from your old one.
But here's the crazy twist. This isn't just about cleaning up old garbage anymore. This toxic legacy has now become a bargaining chip in a brand new, high-stakes geopolitical game for control of the Arctic itself. And suddenly, the conversation shifted from responsibility to outright annexation.
And then the political temperature just skyrocketed. The American president came right out and said it in no uncertain terms. The United States needs Greenland for its defense. This wasn't just a diplomatic squabble anymore. This was a direct public challenge to the sovereignty of an American ally.
The response from Greenland's leaders was immediate. It was sharp, and it was unequivocal. They've been trying to build their economy, welcome investment, but they drew a very, very clear line in the snow. Partnership? Yes. A sale? A takeover? Absolutely not. And from Denmark, America's NATO ally, the message was just as blunt. The Danish Prime Minister called the entire idea absurd. Just think about that for a second. For one NATO country to even suggest annexing territory from another, it's just a shocking breach of how allies are supposed to operate.
Okay, let's bring this all home. A toxic dump, a diplomatic firestorm. Why does this matter so deeply to us here in Canada? Because this isn't happening in some far-off land. It is happening on our northern doorstep, in our shared waters. And whatever happens next will reshape Canada's future.
For Canada, this is a dual threat, and we need to be crystal clear about it. First, the environmental disaster. Those toxins are on a collision course with the Nares Strait and Baffin Bay. That's our water, threatening the food sources that sustain Inuit communities on both sides. But the second threat is geopolitical, and frankly, it's existential. A Greenland controlled by the United States completely redraws the map of North America. Our Arctic sovereignty, our security, our entire identity as a northern nation, all of it would be changed.
Now, to understand the intense American interest, you need to know about this term, the GIUK gap. It's the strategic naval gateway between the Arctic and the Atlantic.
For centuries, controlling this choke point has been a massive deal. And as you can see, Greenland is the northern anchor. With new shipping lanes opening up, controlling Greenland means controlling the future of this absolutely vital passage.
So, this brings us to the absolute heart of the matter. We've heard the official reason for all this aggressive talk: defense. But does that argument actually hold water when you look at it closely?
And here it is, the central, stunning contradiction in all of this. The United States does not need to own Greenland to defend North America. That 1951 agreement, the one that started this whole mess, already gives them sweeping military rights there. They can operate bases, fly planes, you name it. The fact is, for defense purposes, they already have everything they claim to need.
So if the official security argument doesn't fully add up, we have to ask the big question. What is the real goal here? Is this about Greenland's vast untapped mineral wealth? Is it about getting absolute control over those strategic shipping lanes? And most importantly for us, as this great power game plays out right on our doorstep, what does it mean for the future of Canadian sovereignty in the North? That is the question we now have to face.